Funny People has an amazing cast, but the narrative kind of feels like a film of two halves. The first half I really didn't like at all. It was very chaotic, it was very scattered, it felt all over the place. The second half felt a lot better written, it felt a lot more enjoyable. So I didn't like the first half, but I kind of really did enjoy the second half. This was released in 2009. It's directed by Judd Apatow, written by Apatow, with the cast including Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen, Leslie Mann, Eric Bana, Jonah Hill, Aubrey Plaza. We have so many cameos, including Ray Romano. And it's because of Ray Romano that I wanted to watch it just now. He's in it a teeny tiny bit, but I also really like Adam Sandler. I had actually seen it before. I can't remember when, and I couldn't remember anything else about it other than the cast, so I was happy to give it another watch. And yeah, the first half really isn't very good. It's about a comedian, Adam Sandler's character, he's called George, and he finds out that he has leukemia. And honestly, the first half of the film has a very chaotic narrative. It's very messy. He meets another comedian, Ira, played by Seth Rogen, and he talks with other people, and we have a lot of stand-up, and honestly, I love stand-up. I didn't find the stand-up in this to be very funny, and it's just all over the place. The second half is a lot more about his relationship with other people, and his ex-fiancée, Laura, played by Leslie Mann, and it's a lot more moving and emotional. And it really does feel like, and as far as I'm aware, this wasn't the case, but it feels like it was written by two different people because it feels like two different films. The quality is so different in the first half and the second half. I didn't time it. It's maybe not exactly half and half, but certainly I'd say about the first half of the film is just really poor. The second half is actually a moving, meaningful narrative that feels like it has purpose. I think it could have been significantly better. The story of a comedian who has a terminal illness and is dealing with a lot of emotions, that could have been really, really powerful. And there's actually a scene very, very early on that I think could have really set the mood and made it really thought-provoking. It's just after George leaves the doctor's office and he's just found out he's got this illness. This is very early on in the film. And as he's walking, he is stopped by a fan, and this fan takes a picture with him. And obviously we see this fan delighted, taking this selfie. I don't know if it was a selfie actually. Getting his photo taken with this comedian he clearly admires. But we know that George has just found out this life-changing information. And having him pretend to be happy with this fan while dealing with this horrible diagnosis was really thought-provoking in that moment. And I think they could have lent into that a lot more, and how he was expected to be this funny person while dealing with these issues. And they could have just done a completely different thing with it, and it would have been so much more moving, so much more meaningful, really thought-provoking, and it also could have been quite funny. They still could have had a lot of comedy in it. I didn't find this to be funny at all. There was nothing about this that was funny, but the meaningful moments were really meaningful. So it's not a great film. It had a lot of potential if they'd taken a different direction with it. But for me, the only thing I really enjoyed, yes, the second half of the film, but it took a long time to get there. And it's also a very, very long film as well. It has no business being over 2 hours. It could have been 1 hour and 20 maximum. Basically, we could have got rid of the first half of the film, and the second half would have been just a brilliant experience. So it's a very poorly written film in general. The characters are not very well written. It's not a very good film. But the good bits are quite powerful, and I do love a lot of the cast. So I recommend it if there's a specific reason why you want to watch this. For example, you're a fan of somebody in the film. But if you're just looking for a well-written narrative, I don't know if it's worth sitting through that first half to get to the second half. Maybe it's worth watching. It's not unwatchable, the first half. It's not enjoyable. There's nothing really good about it. And some of the characters are a little bit irritating. But I wouldn't say it's necessarily unwatchable. It wasn't tedious, it was just boring. So maybe it's worth sitting through to get to the better half of the film. I don't know. If you're curious, check it out. If you're not bothered, you're not missing out on much. It could have been a phenomenal story. But unfortunately, I think they took completely the wrong direction. And Funny People, apart from the amazing cast, just really wasn't a very good film.